the notorious Michael Venom Page.
One and only.
Michael.
One and only.
How you been, Michael?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Trying to get back into, well, firstly, cutting weight. Not necessarily for a fight, just to be back in shape. I had a very good breakaway, a bit too good on the stomach, but yeah, back, enjoying training. That's it, man.
You're looking pretty good, Nick, considering you've kind of had a few weeks off over Christmas.
Yeah, no. To be fair, my body adapts to what I'm doing. I was eating crap, and it adapted very quickly, and now I'm back. I've been back, I think it's like 5 weeks now, so I've had loads of time to get myself back in shape. I just want to cut a little bit more.
So how good was it to have the break after a busy 2016?
So good. Where my partner does film, our schedules are always, it's very difficult for us to kind of do anything where we can actually get away and actually have time. So I'm either training for a fight or she's doing her production and stuff. So we were just like, end of the year, that's just like, usually not much is going on December. This is before I found out that they did the show in Ireland. So I had everything booked already. So we were just like, yeah, December, normally nothing really happens. So we just go.
So if you'd known sooner, would you potentially have appeared on the Ireland?
Based on the trip I had, no. But at the same time, I was disappointed. I actually wanted to go out there. But saying that, they're back in Belfast, and I will be there.
Kind of moving on, there's been a lot of things happening in the last few weeks. It all begun, if my memory serves me correctly, with a few interviews that were done in the written press. And I think on video as well, fellow countrymen, fellow welterweight, Paul Daley made some comments which seems to have sparked
onslaught.
I don't want to call it a feud.
It's the onslaught. That's what it is.
It sparked some tension between you two and before. Knowing you both for years.
Yeah.
That you were quite, I'd say at least cordial. Give us some insight and how that happened.
We were definitely cool, in my opinion. I say we're definitely cool. Anytime I see him, there's utmost respect for him, what he's doing, what he has done, and where he is. We've been out together, Bosh joke. You know what I mean? We've always been cool. So when I saw the stuff that came out, I was a bit shocked. And that's what kind of sparked my responses, because for me, anybody else could have done that. It wouldn't have bothered me, because people talk all the time. They're always talking. Everyone's always got something to say. And especially with me, from the first time I stepped into the cage and stepped back out, I've been controversial. The kick, it's not real, or no, it's real, it's amazing, no, it's not, it's this, it's fake. From day one, so I've literally just been on the same path ever since. So comments genuinely don't bother me. With him, I was like, I thought we were good. And the fact that these questions have been brought up when both of us were on site, and he never said that, says to me again, it felt a bit snakish, and I hate that. Where I'm from, you don't do that. So yeah, I didn't like it.
I can be honest, we've always been cool. I've been cool with Paul as well for years. But do you feel, after your flying knee KO in July, he just scored one recently.
Amazing.
There was a lot, beforehand, if we're honest, there was a lot of talk. Them two would probably have to face each other in the future. Do you think as a result of him scoring a brutal KO as well by knee, that seemed to have made the talk of a potential fight between you two resurface, and as a result, it seemed like it kind of bothered Paul? Do you feel?
The reason I would go along that line, the reason I would say no is because the comments came out before the fight. So there was an written interview that came out before the fight. So when I saw that, that's what kind of made me think, I don't know what's going on. But I never responded. I said to myself, I don't actually have his number. As cool as we are, we never exchanged numbers. We always see each other all the time. So it wasn't one of those things that we need to do. So, and he's not on social media to kind of like message. Not really anyway. So I saw the interview and I said, wait, when I next see him, then we'll talk. Then the fight happened, then the interview after the fight happened, and he's saying the same thing. So there's nothing for us to discuss. Now I know that's what you are saying because you said it, I'm watching you say it, and there's absolutely nothing for us to discuss. So, like I said, for me, it just sparked the onslaught.
Was it I think it was the Broner Mayweather comments, that kind of...
Yeah. This guy trying to talk to me like he's my uncle, like, oh yeah, little nephew. But like, you can't disrespect me like that. And like I said, anybody else can do it apart from the people that I feel I'm cool with. So the main reason I feel this way is because I feel like I am an idiot. I was the one going around like, when people ask me about Paul, I'm like, yeah, man, me and him are cool. So I feel like a mug now when they're like watching this thing back like, right, Sir Michael said, I'm like, all right, cool. So for me, that was snakish. Like I said, if he says that in front of me, no problems. Because we're both there. I have the chance to kind of bite back and we have a little back and forward. And then after the cameras kind of close, we can probably just chat and be like, oh yeah, it's all fun and games. But he did it behind my back and that's how I feel.
So I don't want to put any words in anyone's mouth or anything like that. Do you think beyond Paul's character, he can be quite fiery? Do you feel that he was almost prompted, like someone kind of maybe the line of questioning and considering the comparisons and the talk of you to potentially fight? Maybe they caught him at a bad time and it was just... Possibly,
and like I said, he is that kind of fiery type and I agree, but the interview before the fight cancels it out. Because you were sat down, you had no reason to talk about me. Zero reason, and you brought me up and disrespected me. So for me, that just cancels it out. So it's just the way you did it. I would agree with you again. If I saw that video thing, I would again probably wouldn't have done nothing. But where it's just that and this, I'm like, cool. You made your sandwich.
As a result of these interviews, you've taken to social media, to the amusement of a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's in all seriousness. I know you're the type of person that you aim to be the best, and you're going to have to go through hurdles such as Paul Daley.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you feel you're ready to take, or you want to take?
No, 100%. Well, if I'm not calling this guy out for fun and games, when I do things, I like to be different in it. I feel just calling people out and be like, oh, you disrespect, and just doing like that, I don't like it. So I like to be a bit, it's just part of my character. I'm a bit cheeky. I like to have a bit of humor to what I do. So, but I'm legit calling him out. And I'm telling you guys now, he's not looking to accept the fight. So if it doesn't happen, then you know that it's not coming from me. I'm ready to take the fight.
I think for me, the most shocking thing I saw was, I was at home one night, I got a message from one of the guys that I work with, and it was just a link to Instagram. And I saw a video, and I was like, I know you like to run jokes.
Yeah.
This is not a bit, this isn't no joke, but this isn't
no joke.
This is Michael being Michael.
Yeah.
He wants this.
Yeah. You know what? Even for the fans in general, I actually think it would be a spectacle. I think people are turning off UFC, all that kind of stuff to see a fight like that. So I think it just makes sense to me. Although it didn't happen purposely, like we're trying to set up because of that. Now that it's here on the table, when they think about it, in London, like two big names in the UK going at it, he's my style, his knockout power. That's an insane matchup. And anybody that's, even the comments after the joke, after people laughing and joking, even the comments like, I would come and see this. I'm paying to come and see this. So I'd like for it to happen, yeah.
Because without a doubt, as you said, if that fight was made, people turn off UFC.
Yeah.
They're going to have to go some to kind of put a similar matchup.
Yeah.
Especially in the UK, that can compete with, say, a big UFC fight. But a lot of people behind the scenes, and a lot of your fans and West fans, always felt that this would happen for high stakes for a title. Like, brutally honest, I thought if you two were going to fight, I knew it would happen eventually, in all likelihood, but it's going to be for a title.
Yeah.
But as a result of what's happened recently, it looks like it could happen a lot sooner than fans expected. Was you always ready to take on this fight, or is it something?
Remember, like I said, I'm a person that's on my own journey. I don't really penny anybody else. Yeah, I'm constantly just doing me. So the people that I haven't fought as of yet, the big names, is more a result of where I am in my training. And I kept saying this before, and I'm past that, way past that now. But I kept saying this before. Because of my style, I had a spotlight on me immediately. But if I was guided by the wrong people, I'd have been put into something that I wasn't ready for. And I'd have been whooped and been in old news long time ago. You see what I mean? But I had to be honest with myself in my MMA ability. Now my stand-up ability, yes, I agree. If we're talking about kickboxing fights, then cool, I'll take fights. But we're not. It's an MMA ability. There's so much to learn. It's a very different sport. And you're constantly learning. I'm still constantly learning my kickboxing, don't get me wrong. And look how long I've done that. I've done it over 20 years. So I was saying to everybody, give me time. But we're in the impatient era. It's nowadays, Instagram clips 30 seconds or a minute, Twitter 30 seconds. No one cares past that. Videos, they don't really care anymore. You know what I mean? No one has time for that. So everyone's just like, I want to fight now. But I don't listen to, I have an inner circle that they're my family, and these are the people that are in my ear. And if there was a majority of them saying, yeah, you know what, yeah, you need to be fighting, then I would have done it. But they're not. You know what I mean? But I'm ready to go at big people, and as you see, I'm calling someone out.
And I know we've been through this before, I think it comes down to, it's generational history. It's not just, I just started to be a kickboxer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I think it's that guidance that has enabled you to
100%.
experience the success you have, because I saw you on your day and you said,
yeah.
kick.
Yeah.
I know exactly from that day forward, 1-0
Yeah.
People would have had you fight in the UFC.
100%. Just on that alone, people would have been like, well, he shouldn't be fighting. You know what? Comments. Even if I check back now, well, you should fight GSP and you should fight. These are guys that have been in the game for years and they're dominating the game. And at that point, I had just learned how to do an armbar. You know what I mean? And that's the perspective I'm getting at. No, but nobody sees the behind the scenes bit. Whatever is in front of the camera is what they go on. So, but I understand that. This is why I don't listen to them.
And two more questions. Do you feel, many people, if the fight is signed, this is going to be your toughest test today? Do you feel that, despite your feelings before now, do you feel that, fight-wise, this could be your toughest test?
This is, and I say this every single time. People go on status more than they go on actual fighting ability or actually styles. Yeah, because styles make fights. So weird enough, he could be one of my easiest fights, but he's a way bigger name. So in everybody's mind, he is one of my hardest fights. So again, I don't listen to what people say because it's all they don't understand the fight game enough to actually be analyzing. Well, you know what? His foot doesn't. They're not getting into detail. Paul Daley is Paul Daley, and MVP is MVP. So that has to be the hardest fight. The same way Cyborg is Cyborg. You know what I mean? It's the history behind it. But yeah, even down to if you look at Paul Daley's wins and losses, so it's up and down. If Paul Daley, you take that name away and put some other name in, and I had to fight him next. People were saying, no, why is he fighting some dummy? And they could be identical to a T. Why is he fighting another this? Why? They don't pay attention to the details. So for me, I think I'm gonna whoop some tail in the ass. I think I'm gonna whoop some tail in that fight.
Because I do understand what you're saying. Just two more questions.
Yeah.
Because I would agree with your statement. A lot of the time people just see the name.
Yeah.
I'm not being disrespectful. But for example, me personally, for a lot of stuff I've been doing recently with karate, like weights, scoring, martial arts, I understand where you feel so confident because of the type of martial artist you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think a lot of the fans are going to think that's Semtex.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You ain't never experienced anything like that.
100%. And all I can do is prove everybody wrong. That's all I can do. Like it's always gonna be that story until it happens. And even then, there's gonna be some sort of excuse as to void it and be like, well, he should fight this person. And I've always seen it like this from early. From after my first fight, when I was reading the comments, this is when the first time and the only time I actually read comments, and I was like, why are people saying this? Like, I don't understand it. And again, my brothers, my sisters that are around me that are telling me like, you shouldn't be paying attention to this. You should be more focused on this and that. Ever since then, it stayed there. Yeah. Now, for me, people are just, they're always gonna have something to say. I said to myself, if Mayweather, a person that can go in fight after fight and slap people down and make people look stupid, and yet people always have one more person for him. But yeah, well, if he fights this guy, then he goes in and smacks that guy up. Well, if he fights this guy, and it's like no one wants. It's like if you don't like that person, you won't like that person for a very long time. And people's natural pride, I don't want to change my mind anymore because I've told everybody how shit I thought he was. So I'm just never going to change my mind. So I'm going to find another excuse to keep me like saying the same thing. So for me, I don't care. As I'm saying, I can't care about those people's opinions. It's like I say, it's the people that I have around me that are like, yeah, you're doing well or you're not. Or when I get compliments from, movie stars and people that from where I'm from, you ain't never gonna touch those kind of people. And they're complimenting me. I'm seeing people online going, have you seen this guy and blah, blah. I take things like that and I'm like, I'm doing well. I gotta just keep pushing and keep moving forward.
So finally, do you have a message for your potential opponent?
Paula. I don't have no message. The thing is, I actually don't have any messages for you because I got a lot coming for him anyway. Like I said, he sparked the onslaught. And when I mean the onslaught, you guys have been laughing at some of the stuff I've been doing. It's going to keep going until we are in that cage, non-stop. And let's say this fight doesn't happen. He decides, I don't want to fight Michael. Cool. You're still going to see stuff about Paula, non-stop, until we get in that cage. So if he wants to turn it off, he needs to fight me.